You're out at night, and everything's quiet. Too quiet. Suddenly, you feel eyes on you. Huge, glowing eyes that don't blink and seem to swivel like a security camera on caffeine. That's not paranoia. That's an owl. Silent, spooky, and watching you like it's writing a Yelp review. Owls aren't just birds. They're flying folklore, nighttime ninjas, and living soundless surveillance drones. These are the creatures that give the night personality. And trust me, once you meet them properly, you'll never look at a tree branch the same way again. Welcome to Wildlife Lounge, where animals don't just survive, they headline. If it walks, crawls, flies, swims, or looks like it moonlights as a cryptid, we've got it covered. From backyard bandits to jungle ghosts, we dig into the weird, the wonderful, and the wildly misunderstood. No fancy degrees required, just curiosity, a comfy spot on the couch, and maybe a snack or two. Because here, nature isn't just a setting, it's the main act. Pull up a branch, and let's dive into the strange side of the animal kingdom. Owls belong to the order Strigiformes, which sounds like something you'd chant in a forest clearing, but it's just science for every owl ever. There are about 250 species, from the pint-sized elf owl to the tank-like Eurasian eagle owl. Their names sound like magical creatures, and honestly, they kind of are. Strix, the Latin root, literally referred to a screeching, witch-like bird in Roman myth. That's right, owls have been creeping people out for over 2,000 years. Whether you call it Tyto alba or just, that thing staring at me, owls have the branding locked down. Depending on the species, owls can weigh anywhere from 1.5 ounces, like the elf owl, which could fit in your palm, to over 10 pounds, like the Eurasian eagle owl, which looks like it bench presses foxes. Wingspans range from under a foot to nearly 6 feet. They're not built for speed but for precision. Most owls glide in total silence, sneaking up on prey before the prey even realizes it's no longer alive. It's like being hunted by a floating whisper, and when they do flap, it's smooth, ghostly, and honestly a little unsettling. Owls are one of the most widely distributed bird groups on Earth. They live in forests, deserts, mountains, tundras, and even cities. Basically anywhere except Antarctica, because even owls draw the line at -60 wind chills. Burrowing owls chill underground in grasslands. Snowy owls own the Arctic like feathery snow lords. Barn owls creep around abandoned buildings like feathery squatters. So if you've never seen one in the wild, it's probably because it saw you first and silently judged your outfit before gliding away. They're everywhere, just really good at not being seen. Owls are carnivores with one setting: silent strike. Mice, voles, rabbits, frogs, insects, even snakes and small birds, are all on the menu. They use those dagger talons to snatch prey before it even hears a wing beat. Then they gulp it down whole, digest the soft parts, and, here's the fun part, vomit up the fur and bones in neat little packages called pellets. So yes, owls basically eat with the efficiency of a vacuum cleaner and then cough up their mistakes like tiny goth cats. And we dissect those pellets in school. Science. Adult owls are apex nighttime hunters, but even they have enemies. Larger owls will prey on smaller ones, because the owl world is surprisingly cutthroat. Eggs and chicks, also known as owlets, get picked off by raccoons, snakes, and other birds. But the biggest threat? You guessed it. Habitat loss, light pollution, rodenticides, and collisions with cars all pose risks. Still, thanks to nesting box programs and increased awareness, some species are bouncing back. So next time you see an owl on a power line or hear one calling from a treetop, remember, we're their biggest threat and also their best hope. In a small town in Michigan, a family once heard bizarre hissing coming from their chimney. Fearing raccoons or a ghost, or both, they called for help. Turns out it was a very soot-covered barn owl that had decided to explore the flue. The rescue team coaxed it out with care, cleaned it off, and released it back into the wild. And yes, the family now refers to it as Hedwig. Moral of the story: owls are curious, occasionally dumb about chimneys, and always 5 seconds from being mistaken for a horror movie subplot. If this owl episode has you hooting with excitement, why not let us know? Tap that like button like a talon strike, leave a comment telling us your favorite owl species, and subscribe to Wildlife Lounge so you don't miss the next episode. Unlike owls, we can't turn our heads 270 degrees to spot subscribers, but we do appreciate each and every one of you. Plus, hitting that bell means you'll get notified before the next weird animal fact swoops in and steals your sandwich. Did you know owls have more neck vertebrae than humans? 14, compared to our 7? That's how they pull off that spooky 270-degree head swivel. Their ears are uneven, one is higher than the other, so they can triangulate sound with freakish accuracy. And those massive eyes. They're not eyeballs, they're eye tubes, locked in place. Which means to look around, they have to move their entire head like a creepy animatronic librarian. Toss in talons with the grip strength of a vice, and you've got a bird that's equal parts adorable and terrifying. Let's clear up some owl myths. First, no, they can't spin their heads 360 degrees. They can manage 270 thanks to extra vertebrae and clever blood vessel design. But full rotation? That's called a broken neck. Also, owls aren't geniuses. The wise owl idea comes from Greek mythology, where Athena's owl became a symbol of knowledge. In reality, owls aren't solving puzzles. They're solving, how fast can I swallow this mouse problems. Smart for a bird? Sure. Wise philosopher of the forest? Only if wisdom comes in pellet form. Let's play nature's fight night. Owl versus falcon? Daylight favors the falcon, but in the dark, owl wins, silent and sneaky. Owl versus rat? Sorry, rat. You are dinner and soon to be pellet. Owl versus crow? Surprisingly close. Crows mob owls in daylight like feathery gangs. Owl versus TikTok algorithm? Owl still wins. Silent. Mysterious. Surprisingly relatable. Owls don't need flashy edits. They're already viral in the forest. In ancient Greece, owls were sacred to Athena, goddess of wisdom, which is why they ended up on coins. In Rome, they were omens of death. In some Native American traditions, owls are spirit messengers, while in others, they're seen as tricksters. In Japan, they're symbols of good fortune. Basically, owls have been everywhere in human stories, spanning the spectrum from magical protector to harbinger of doom. Whether you view them as wise guides or spooky sky goblins, one thing's certain: owls leave an impression. Owls don't just fly, they float like ghosts. Their wing feathers are fringed to silence the sound of flight. Their hearing is so advanced, they can detect a mouse heartbeat under a layer of snow. They can swivel their heads like they're auditioning for a horror movie. Their vision is perfectly tuned for low light, and their grip strength rivals birds of prey twice their size. Add in a cool, unbothered stare and a habit of lurking in unexpected places, and you've got one of nature's most impressive low-key superheroes. Alright, quiz time. Which of these is false? 1. Owls cough up bones. 2. Owls are colorblind. 3. Owls can rotate their heads 360 degrees. 4. Owls have asymmetrical ears. Answer. Number 3. No full spins unless you're in a cartoon. 270 degrees is the real magic. Now go impress your friends with owl facts, or silently judge them from a tree. That's our deep dive into the strange, silent world of owls. Thanks for joining us at Wildlife Lounge, where the animals are wild, the facts are weirder, and the episodes drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Until next time, may your questions be curious, your nights be peaceful, and your neck rotations strictly within human limits. Be sure to stay tuned.